So hey guys, what's up? I'm XoIsis. Welcome to my channel if you haven't ever watched it before. I used to do vlogs and kind of like makeup videos a while ago, but I stopped. I don't even remember. Let me check actually when was the last time I actually posted a video. Now I'm doing this video because if you don't know, I'm pregnant, and I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking or if you hear something moving because I have a rabbit in my room too, and if you hear the heater. This is as good as it's gonna get, or else I'm never gonna be able to do it. But anyway, yeah, the last time I uploaded something was 7 months ago, so it's been a while and obviously a lot has changed. If you watch me previous, I'm still at the news channel job. I'm still at the salon. Yeah, I'm still doing the same thing, kind of, just I'm pregnant now. I'm basically gonna tell y'all how I found I was pregnant, and then I'll tell y'all kind of like how I told my boyfriend, and then obviously my reaction, and then I'll get him to come in here and he'll tell you his side of the story, because it was pretty interesting how it happened. Basically, one of the questions that was asked was, how did you find out you were pregnant? Well, if you don't know, this is TMI, but I've always had really irregular periods. I didn't know why till my freshman year, because I found out that I had scoliosis. My back, if you don't know what scoliosis is, it's like your back or your spine isn't straight, your back's bone or whatever, it's curved, but where mine happens to curve is kind of messes with my menstrual cycle. So I've never had a regular period. So there's some people that are like, well, how didn't you know you were pregnant, blah 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 blah. Well, if you've never had irregular periods, you'll never know, so don't talk. I'm sorry, like, that's just how it is. I hate when people say like, oh, like, I hate when people don't supposedly say it was a surprise. It can happen, like, trust me. Like, for instance, I didn't find out I was pregnant till I was 11 weeks and some days. So yeah, I was almost 3 months and I didn't even know. But it's because I've gone without a period for 3 months and it's been completely normal for me. Like that's normal for me. It happens all the time, and I'm sure there's so many other females in the world that are the same way I am. So if you don't have an irregular period, please don't talk. But anyway, that's beside the fact. So yeah, I guess I didn't start feeling anything till I was probably like 2 months, but I didn't think anything of it because I was just bloated, but I was like, oh, my period might be coming. I felt nauseous, like it was like a certain week or something, and the week previous before that I had told my boyfriend, like, man, I feel like I want to eat but I don't want to eat, and he had told me like, oh, I felt the same way the previous week. So I thought we probably got the stomach bug, because if you don't know, the stomach bug is going around pretty bad. So I thought it was a stomach bug, and I'm like, oh, well, if he felt like that, he passed it on to me, you know, common sense. We lived together. And yeah, so that's what I thought. He happened to be gone on a trip to Michigan with his brother, and that week was, what was it, like Halloween week, I think. I went to a Halloween party after work. I had worked all day that day, and I was munching on chips and salsa, and I drank a beer. Just one beer. And I only said I was gonna go there for a little bit because I had been feeling nauseous. Not nauseous, I mean, I had been feeling really tired, and I had to wake up early the next day to do makeup because it was on a Friday, I believe. So I was there for like about an hour, and like I said, I drank that one beer, but I had barely ate that day. And I got back to my car and I puked that beer, and that had never happened before unless I was like really drunk, you know. I mean, obviously you're gonna puke, but that had never happened before after drinking one beer. So yeah, I puked in the parking lot, and I was like, that's weird, but I'm like, maybe I need to eat something because I hadn't ate all day. So I went home and I ate, and I went to sleep. And then the next day I was talking to my friend. She was trying to get me to go out somewhere, and I was like, no, I'm too tired. She said something like, you don't think you're pregnant, are you? Because she's had a kid before. And I said, no, like, you're crazy. Then we hung up, whatever. I was working on my last client, and I kept thinking about it, like, like, maybe I should take a test, you know. So I work literally on a street where Walgreens is down the street. So I was like, I'll just go buy a test and I'll take it, just because, like, just to be sure. But I'm like, it's gonna be negative, like, you know, like, there's no way. And so I went to Walgreens, went back to my work because that was the closest place I could take it. And I mean, obviously you have to pee on a stick or whatever. So I went and I took it, and it was crazy because in my head I'm like, it's gonna be negative, you know, like I said. And I peed on it, and before I could even get the lid on the thingy, because I was like, dude, there's pee all over this, before I could put it on, you know, it starts to travel, because I did the cross ones, and it turned bright blue cross. Actually, I have it. I will show you. This is gross, but yeah, so that light is not faint at all. It was like dark blue, and I was like shocked. I was completely shocked. I had no words. I literally stared at it for like 2 minutes. I was by myself. Like I said, my boyfriend was on a trip to Michigan. I didn't tell my friend then. I didn't tell her I was gonna take one, because like I told you, I had told her I'm not gonna take one, whatever. You're crazy. And I just was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I just started shaking. I wanted to cry, but I didn't cry. I was just so like nervous. And then I gave up, and I was like, I'm gonna call my friend, because I'm like, please tell me I'm going crazy. So I was like, hey, I'm going to your house. And she said, why? I'm like, I'm just going to your house. So I went to her house, and I'm like, please read this to me. And she's like, you're pregnant. And I was like, no way. So I still didn't believe it, because obviously I was in shock. And me and her went to Target, and we bought the ones that are digital, because I was like, that's more simple, it'll tell me yes or no. And when I went and I obviously bought them, I took another one, and it said pregnant, of course. And I was shocked. I didn't know what to think. I didn't want to tell my boyfriend over the phone. I didn't want to text him, because that's just gay. That's something so big that I would never just text him over it, unless he was like deployed or something. Which, oh, by the way, he's out of the military. He separated in July. He's been home since then. So yeah, he goes to school, I work, we live together. Which is, it's weird, because me and him always said about kids, like, it'll happen when it's meant to happen. And it just happened to be at the time that he's separated from the military, so I don't have to worry about long distance. It happened when he was home. He's never gonna have to go back. I don't know, it just happened at the perfect timing, you know. And we always said that, and I thought it was like, man, God sends you what you least expect, you know. But yeah, so back to the thing, I didn't want to keep that from him, and I didn't want to tell him, like, just so plain. So I'm like, I want to surprise him. And the next day I was doing makeup again, because I had a huge wedding, and he was flying in at the time I was doing the makeup. So I didn't see him fly in. I talked to him that night when I had already found out. Luckily, I just had to hold it in for like a day and a half. Excuse me. Yeah, I had to hold it in that night. I couldn't tell him. I kept it to myself. I cried, and I cried because it was something so big that I wanted to tell him, but I couldn't, you know. And I just felt like I was by myself, and I wanted him there because I wanted to let it all out. Of course I had my friend, but I mean, it's not the same as your significant other, you know what I mean? And yeah, so he flew in the next day. I was doing makeup. I came back home. No, I didn't come back home. I actually was like, how the heck am I gonna tell him? Because I wanted to surprise him. I didn't just want to be like, I'm pregnant, you know what I mean? So I got on Pinterest, of course, and I kind of gathered some ideas together, and I was like, I'm just gonna give him a little box. So yeah, I went to Target and I bought this little box, and I went to Journeys and I bought little Vans, because me and him always wear Vans, especially him. Like, he wears Vans all the time, and I thought that would be so cute. And I was like, I'm gonna put the pregnancy test in the box, and like that, and give it to him. Put it together in my car, and then Journey so happened to give me one of the biggest bags, because if you've seen the baby shoes, the boxes for Vans are tiny. They just happened to not have smaller bags. They had the big ones, so it looked like I bought adult shoes. And he was in the office working on schoolwork, and I went to my car and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just going to my car, I forgot something in my car. And I came in and he saw that big bag. So in his mind, I think he thought she got me shoes or she got herself shoes. And at night when we were getting ready to go to bed, I told him, I said, sit down and close your eyes. And he said, why? And I was like, I have a surprise for you. I'm like, just sit down and close your eyes. He's like, okay. Like, he thought it was weird that I told him to close his eyes, because I never tell him to close his eyes. So he did, and I gave him that little box, and I wanted to record his reaction. Like I always said, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna record it, you know, because I think that would be really cool to look back on. But it was just like so in the moment that I just didn't care. I just wanted to tell him. I gave it to him, and he's like, oh, this is a small box, you know. And of course he opened it and he was like shocked. I swear he was about to pass out. I don't think he said a word for a couple minutes, and he just got emotional, which made me get emotional. And I don't know, I think his reaction was the cutest reaction ever, and I would never like take it back. But yeah, that's how I told him. That's how I found out. And then so happened that I think the next day, his brother's or wife or girlfriend came and told his mom, because we were with his mom, that she was pregnant. And me and him looked at each other like, holy crap, we still have to tell the family. And we couldn't hold it in. So the first other person to know other than me and him and my friend was his mom. So we showed her the little box and told her he got her something from Michigan. And then that box went around to everybody. We told his parents and his siblings, and then my brother, and then my parents and my closest friends. That's the only people we told first. And then we finally did an announcement, which I'm sure y'all saw the pictures on social media. It was just like, it was awesome. And yeah, I don't know how else to tell that, but that's how I found out I was pregnant. What made me take the test, which if it wasn't for my friend, I don't think I would ever take one. Then afterwards I did start feeling nauseous and I did start puking, but till then I wouldn't have known. Like I said, I didn't find out till I was 3 months. Basically, I was legit a couple days from being 3 months. So yeah, I'm gonna get my boyfriend in here and he'll tell you his side of the story and how he felt. So hold on. You're Jeffrey.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jeffrey. I'm sure you guys have met me before in past videos. So I'm just gonna answer some questions here that you guys wanted to ask, I guess, from me, or maybe something she just wants me to come on here and say. I don't really know.
Well, they said, what was your honey's reaction? So what was your reaction of when I told you, or how I told you?
I was shocked.
I explained to them how you were on a trip to Michigan and I had to wait that whole day.
Yeah, so pretty much I went on a trip to Michigan to go up there and see a basketball team I really like. And when I came back from the trip, that very first night back, I saw her come in the house with the Journey's bag. So I thought she had maybe got me some shoes or got herself some shoes. So later that night when I came to the room to lay down, she was like, hey, sit on the bed and close your eyes. I'm like, okay, cool, she got me some new Vans. Like, this is great. Like, so I sit down on the bed and she hands me a box. And I'm thinking like, oh, this is a shoe box. It's about the size of a shoe box. And I open it up and see the pregnancy test, and I about passed out, honestly. I mean, I was just so shocked. It was really unexpected. But it's hard to explain all the emotions because everything flows so fast. I mean, it was just a lot of emotions all at once, like happiness, crying. I mean, crying tears of joy. Like, it was just a lot of emotions all at once. But I mean, I was really excited to know about it, to know that I had a kid on the way. I didn't really plan it, but it was definitely good news to hear. Yeah. So, yeah, what?
That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah, I just wanted to see your reaction or how you felt or what you were thinking.
Yeah. I think the whole pregnancy thing is kind of weird. There's like a baby inside of her belly, like, when she's like, oh, I can feel the baby moving around. It's a little weird to me, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
It's a good thing. Ready to have my little son here.
Stop. We don't know what it is.
It's a boy.
We'll do a gender reveal and y'all see.
It's a boy. Peace.
Bye. Anyway, I figured I would show y'all a picture of our first ultrasound. Just so y'all can see that there's actually a kid inside of me, which is weird, like he said. But anyway, yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. That's how I told him we were pregnant, and kind of like our family's reaction. And yeah, I guess this is the first part for my pregnancy things, and then I'll do the second video about the first trimester. So thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video.